Okay guys, so now we're going to learn about if and else statements in Java. So essentially, these are really important when we are trying to code something that has a lot of logic. So we're going to get straight into this and create a new project, and we're going to play around with if else. So let's create a new project called if else statements. We'll leave all the defaults, add the sample code, and then we will get this window here. Now, obviously, we've learned about this previously. So let's just create some space and let's write a basic program that utilizes these statements. So I'm going to write a comment just to plan what we're going to do, and you can write a comment with this /. So let's say, we want to go outside, right? And we're currently inside, and we want to basically check the temperature of the outside world to see if we're wearing the correct thing, or we need to plan ahead what we want to wear. So let's say, for example, if the temperature is 20 degrees, let's say, we want to wear shorts. Actually, 20 degrees is probably a little bit low for shorts. Maybe 30 degrees. I'm in the UK, so it'll be degrees Celsius. So we want to basically see if a temperature is above a certain amount, and if it is, wear a certain thing. And if it's not, meaning that it's cold, then we might want to wear a jacket instead. These are just sort of basic scenarios that we want to plan for, right? So we're going to create a temperature variable, right? Now, I always spell temperature wrong. Now, what type is this going to be? Well, it'll be an integer. It could be a float, but we'll keep it as an integer for now because we don't need decimal points. So let's say int temperature to create an integer. Its name's temperature. Let's just call it temperature outside. And we're going to say equals 32 degrees, right? Not Fahrenheit, degrees Celsius. So now we've got that variable that stores 32 degrees in it. Now here's how we write an if statement. So if we want to check if the temperature outside is warm, which let's say if the temperature is over 27, then it's going to be warm, right? So we do this with this syntax. We type if, and then we type bracket, and in here is going to go our condition. So it's kind of like, if this condition is met, then we run whatever's in these curly brackets here. So I'll show you how we do that. So if we want to check if the temperature is greater than 27, we just go if temperature outside is greater than 27, then we want to output, or we want to tell the user to wear shorts. So we can go system.out.println, bro, wear some shorts. And obviously after every line we need that semicolon. So now this covers our case if it's over 27. So let's just run this. And hopefully we will see, wear some shorts. Cool. But let's say we change the temperature to 2 degrees. And we want to run that. Then we won't get anything. Because obviously this condition is not met. Because obviously 2 is less than 27. Let's bring that back up to 32. So in the case of it being 2 degrees, we want to actually, wear a jacket. I mean, it could be -5. So obviously, if it's not warm, then I guess it will be, cold. So we can actually write an else statement after this. So if this is met, do this. Otherwise, in any other case, so we go else, space, and then curly bracket, enter. Now, anything in here is going to be run if this condition is not met. So if this, otherwise, we want to tell the user to wear you know, a jacket. So wear a warm jacket. So we can go system out print, yo, wear a jacket. It's cold out there. Now if we save that, hopefully we will get bro wear some shorts because it's 32 degrees. And for all you Americans out there, no, this is not Fahrenheit, it's degrees Celsius. It's how we do things in the UK. Now obviously if we change this to like, you know, -10, well, -10, not 190, then hopefully it will tell us to wear a jacket because it's cold. Now, this is a very basic scenario, but the point being is that we can make decisions based off of certain things being true or false. So, obviously, we can do some more advanced stuff, and we'll go through that now. So, let's say we only want to wear shorts if shorts are fashionable, because I don't want to go outside and look like an idiot. So now let's create another variable that basically stores whether shorts are fashionable. And we'll try and apply that here, and you'll see what I mean, see what we can do. We can basically chain conditions together. So we can be like, if the temperature outside is more than 27 and shorts are fashionable, then we print this out. So let's create an is shorts fashionable variable, which is obviously going to be a boolean, right? Because it either is or it isn't. So we can type boolean is shorts fashionable equals, let's just say true. I think they look pretty dapper. So now we have this variable here, which obviously isn't used, and it's going to be set to true. It could be false as well. You can make that whatever you want, depending on your opinions, but I think shorts are cool. And we can essentially add this in here, right? And how do we do this? Well, you know, we want to do this and something else. Now, to do the and operation, we do this. So press Shift and 7, and we'll get the ampersand like this. So you want to put 2 of these ampersands, and this is sort of symbolizes and, you know, if temperature outside is greater than 27 and something else, then we do this. But obviously we want to know if shorts are fashionable. So we go, and is shorts fashionable is equal to true. Now, we haven't gone over this yet in this series. So the and, let me write a comment. And is sort of like, you know, this and that, right? But then double equals is, you know, this is equal to. Now, we can use, obviously, a single equals to set a value. But the double equals is like a comparison. We want to compare two things if they are the same. So unless both of these conditions are met, we tell him to wear some shorts. And as you can see, they are not both of those conditions are met. So we now tell it to wear a jacket, which isn't actually correct. Because obviously, what if, you know, let's say we make the temperature 40 degrees and then we run it it's still gonna tell us, you know, to wear some shorts, which is correct. But what if shorts aren't fashionable anymore, right? This is what we call an edge case. So it's 40 degrees, but shorts aren't fashionable, and now we're being told to wear a jacket. I mean, that's not correct, right? So what we can do is we can do a few things to mitigate this. Mainly what we can do is we can put a nested if statement within here. Because obviously we can put anything we want inside these curly braces as long as it's valid code. So this is a quick bug that we've noticed in the software. Let's fix it. So to fix this, we're going to take this bit out, because this is kind of what's breaking it, because we want to advise them to wear shorts or wear a t-shirt, right? Now here we're going to be like, if shorts are fashionable, tell them to wear shorts. Otherwise, tell them to wear a nice t-shirt. Or maybe even a vest, if they're feeling like it, you know? So, we're going to do another if-else statement inside of here. So forget everything else that is, you know, outside of here. We just want to focus on this. So, we can go if is shorts fashionable is equal to true. Then we want to, you know, tell the user to wear shorts. So we can grab that code and put it within here, like that. We still need that line. And then else, so otherwise, we want to tell them to wear, you know, a nice t-shirt, because t-shirts never go out of fashion, ever. So we go system out print, wear a t-shirt, it's warm. Okay, so now let's run this. So hopefully we will get, you know, wear a t-shirt, it's warm. Now this is starting to look a little bit more complicated, but that's just because we have these nested conditions here. You know, this is very, very common for an application where you have certain conditions and all this stuff. So let's run and see what advice it gives us. Cool, wear a t-shirt. And that's because the temperature outside is warm and shorts aren't fashionable. Now let's make shorts come back into fashion by changing that to true. And run this. Then it tells us to wear some shorts. Sick. So this is sort of if-else statements in a nutshell, but there's one other thing we need to cover. And that is elif. So elif is like a combination of else and if. So else if is going to be like else and if put together, right? So we have our ifs and our elses here. Let's try and create a scenario where, you know, if the temperature is 27 degrees, then we tell the user, you know, you've hit the jackpot, or something silly like that, right? This is just a hypothetical scenario. So now let's make some space here. And after this if statement, we'll put else if and the brackets. And then from here, it just works like an if statement. So else if temperature outside, temperature outside is equal to 27, which obviously isn't a possibility if we've gone into here, so it might be a possibility here. You know, we'll print jackpot, right? Don't know why that's jackpot, but just coming up with stuff. And we can, just for clarity and you know, code cleanliness, we'll bring this elf statement up so that we can have that all in line there. We can actually put these all on different lines, like this, but it's just convention that we chain them all together like this. Now, let's test this by changing the temperature outside to 27. And see if we've hit the jackpot, baby. Sick, we've hit the jackpot. Cool. Now, one more thing I wanted to tell you about was, you see how we have, one line inside each one and we're creating all of this clutter. In Java, if, there's an if statement or else statement that is just one line, we don't actually need these curly brackets. We can get rid like that. So obviously this is one of those things where it doesn't make a difference to the actual code itself, but it can make it, look a little bit cleaner. But obviously this creates inconsistency because now this has brackets and this doesn't. So to be honest with you, I always just leave them as is, but you can take them out if it's just one line. And you can even put them on the same line as well, like this, without the curly brackets. This can only happen if it's just one line within the statement. If there are multiple lines in the statement, like there is in this if statement, then we must use the curly brackets. So yeah, that was if-else statements. If you guys have any questions, please comment down below. See you in the next one.